Hey there everyone, this is Jeff Perkins with JD Cutlery doing another quick review on three great custom knife factory knives that I've just anodized. Very happy to be able to get my hands on these. The supplier that I use for a lot of my knives has just started carrying them, so that's great because these are a little harder to get a hold of typically. And like I said, real excited to get started working on some of these custom knife factory knives. Fit and finish, in my experience, has been exquisite. I have yet to have any type of issue with any of the knives that I've worked on as far as overall quality of craftsmanship out from this company. So these two models here are the AICH. Not sure exactly how that's supposed to be said, and the Ossom, Ossom, both designed by Anton Malyshev, Malyshev. Very, very unique designs. Very interesting with the overlays that they have on them, but they've got a lot of nice little titanium touches, so perfect knives to work on. We'll go ahead and hit these one by one. I'm going to go ahead and start mainly with the Ossoms, just because I've got two of them here. Overall specs on this knife, the overall length is 7.875 inches. Blade length is 3.375 inches. Blade width is 1 inch. Blade thickness is 0.14, and the blades are the great M390 steel, a drop point flat grind, and they do have a very nice satin finish with the cutting edges having the stonewash, black stonewash. Handle material, of course, is titanium for the main portion of the knife, with an overlay of either the white G10 or the black carbon fiber. They do have nice titanium pivot cups that I was able to anodize to match the rest of the handle, as well as the thumb studs being titanium. So two nice little additional flares of color that we can play with. They are thumb stud opening knives. They open very smoothly. They are running on bearing systems in the pivots, and the hardware as far as pocket clips are titanium as well. All the screws themselves are steel. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at each of these. Let's go ahead and start with the white G10. So this is anodized a blue, again with the pocket clip. Got a little bit of fingerprint on here. That blue and white just pops nicely. Real happy with the way that looks. You've got the little cutouts in the G10. That is a textured G10 that's done in the white. And the cutouts do go all the way through the titanium, so you can see through the knife. Very sharp looking little knife. The blue and white just goes so nicely together, and there's that little thumb stud. It's done with standoffs instead of a backspacer. Pretty cool looking little knife. That blade, you got the black stonewash, the CKF, and the M390, and this one appears to be 219 for the serial number. So as far as being centered up, that looks pretty darn good centering wise. And you can open it just with the standard thumb motion, or you just get in here and give her a nice flip with the thumb. So I'm not a big fan of non-flipper knives, but honestly, with that thumb action, that's as close to a flipper as you're going to get. So, very cool looking little knife. I wasn't sure about these at first because of not being a flipper, but as is true to form with Custom Knife Factory, the quality, the fit and finish, the overall construction of the knife makes this a very easy knife to deploy the blade. And it's a good size knife. I mean, it fits nicely in my hand, doesn't stick out much. That the thumb tab actually gives you some nice purchase as well. Gives you a little bit of extra jimping here. You've got jimping in the blade, but you can't feel that really. But when you get up on that thumb stud, it does give you a little bit more purchase. So that is the blue and white one, and as you can see, it kind of fingerprints up, of course. This is the lower voltage blue, but a little bit of Windex, and you're right back to that eye-popping bright blue. But still does not look shabby, even with all the fingerprints on it. So I do like to fingerprint these up so you guys get a true idea of what you're going to be looking at as you use these knives, because if you're like me, you can't help but to throw a knife in your pocket, and I want to know what it's going to look like when it's actually being carried, as opposed to brand newly cleaned off with Windex and that type of thing. So there is the blue and white one. It is a little bit less expensive than the carbon fiber version, due to the carbon fiber, I'm sure, costing a little bit more. But they've got a nice weave to that carbon fiber. Catches the light nicely. No rough spots. Very smooth carbon fiber. A neat little pivot. Like I said, I do like those pivot cups. And this is the bronze. All done up here. All the way around. I do like that the pocket clip here, the screw is hidden. It's done from the back side, so gives you a little bit cleaner look. And of course, we do have the steel lock bar inserts. Lock up on both of these is nice and early. Centering is nice here as well. This bronze one here, oh, let me get this in my hand, right? It flips real nice as well. It does have hints of purple at the edges. I don't know that the camera is picking it up, but there's some hints of purple in that bronze right through the edges on both sides. So just gave it a little extra snap. Figured I'd throw a little color in on that edge, but the rest is pretty solid bronze all the way through. Again, did the bronze thumb stud and the pivot cups. Let's go ahead and fingerprint this up real quick. It'll dull it out just a little bit. But again, still gives you a nice bronze effect, even with the fingerprints. So this is what it's going to look like as you carry it. That is how that one looks. I really like that the black stone wash that they do. It just pops when you put it next to that satin finish. Unfortunately, my light is a little bit off today. A little bit too bright. This one appears to be serial number 240. Not sure exactly how many of these they're producing, but these are just some slick little knives. Does hide nicely in the pocket, and isn't overly heavy or anything like that. So definitely digging this little one. Let's go ahead and get the other model up here real quick. Let's see. So this is the AICH definitely go ahead and let that sit there and run through the overall stats on it. The overall length of the entire knife is 7.75 inches. Blade length is 3.125 inches. And the blade width is 1.25 inches with a thickness of 0.15. Again, it does have the M390 steel in the blade, and you do have that black stone wash with the satin finish on the flats again, and a white G10 overlay on this one. Again, you do have titanium pocket clip, steel lock bar insert, and a bearing system in the pivot. Overall weight on this one is 5.26 ounces. The handle length is 4.625 inches. So it definitely gives you enough to hold on to. And again, is the same designer as the last one. This one I did a teal blue. As you can see, there's a little bit of purple shading inside the boxes on this side. So you get that hint of purple shading to match the purple back spacer and the pocket clip. See if I can't adjust this light just a little bit. See what happens. So there we did the purple pocket clip and the teal. You've got a little bit of a purple edge here, but that teal and purple just pop so nicely. And the purple in the pivot cup. This one lockup is probably right about 40%. Got a nice little flipper with a little bit of jimping on it. And it does deploy nicely. So a very cool little knife. Go ahead and get that. So centering looks pretty good on it as well. And you got the CKF done into the white G10 as well. As your overall information here, the M390. And it looks like 162 for the serial number. Got a little bit of that black stone wash up on that top edge, as well as your main cutting area. Very cool looking little knife. This one I call it little, but it is a little bit bigger than the predecessor that we just looked at a minute ago. Fits in the hand nicely. Does have a lanyard spot back here. I just haven't had a chance to get a lanyard in it yet. But pretty cool design. This side, the cutouts are matching up. The cutouts in the pocket clip are matching up with the cutouts in the frame. And again, you do have steel hardware as far as all the screws. But it's got an interesting pivot there. That's number 8 Torx for the pivot, and of course 6 on pretty much all the small screws for the rest. But very happy. Again, Custom Knife Factory. Very excited to be able to get a hold of these and start working on these on a more frequent basis. As the different models become available to me, I'll be picking them up and getting them anodized so you can get a custom feel on your mid-tech knife. These I would say definitely fall into the mid-tech category, but they, just to give you an idea, these all came with the black stone wash on all the titanium components. So we've buffed them out, gotten rid of that black stone wash, and then of course giving you a little extra color pop, because that's what we do here at JD Cutlery. Well, thank you for tuning in. Definitely feel free to check these out on our website, That is www.jdcutlery.com, and we'll see you on the next one.